Today, here in the studio, we have Jakarta Good Guide co-founder, Mas Candha Adwitiyo. Good morning, Mas Candha. Thank you for joining us here today.
Thank you, too.
For International Picnic Day. I didn't even know that we would celebrate.
I was about to
International
say
Picnic Day,
that.
by the way. So let's talk a little bit about Jakarta Good Guide community. Tell us about how it was formed and what does it offer for tourists?
Okay, so basically, Jakarta Good Guide is just like we are a bunch of a tour guide of Jakarta.
Okay.
And then we create something new in Jakarta. Basically, it's not really new, but we call it new because this is like a walking tour in Jakarta. Even at the time, we're thinking that no one wants to walk in Jakarta, right?
I've always wanted to walk, and before we even had these beautiful sidewalks, I would force myself to walk even on like the side of the road because I love walking.
Yeah, but the thing is, the problem is the sidewalk and then the pollution and then the congestion and everything, right?
Right.
But when we started in 2014, we just aim for the tourists actually.
Okay.
But then in 2015, it started with locals joining, and then it became more locals than the tourists itself until today.
Really?
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's become like a new thing for Jakarta especially. And then when the tourists come here and then they really like, really local join with this tour? They don't know about their own city like that. But it happened.
Right.
Like that.
I would say that a lot of Jakarta is only used to going to malls and then kind of just doing the activities, the indoor activities,
Right.
but very few Jakartans actually do walking in their own city.
Now, regarding to that sentence, walking, okay, I have to say I am one of those people who do not like
Okay.
to walk. I'm just going to be honest,
Yeah.
okay? No, Paul is, he runs around here and there, right? But for me, I'm more convenient in my vehicle, right, in my car, where I can see, and sit down comfortably and, feel the air condition.
That's right.
Now, okay. Now, you as a part of the team obviously offers this tour guide by walking, right? Now, do you find any obstacles now by saying that to your team, okay, let's just attract people by walking, and what can you actually offer to the people who wants to join?
Yeah, so basically it's just like a new experience. Enjoying Jakarta with the new style, I mean.
Okay.
Because today, if you are in Jakarta, then you want to spend your weekend, you want to go to Puncak.
Right.
I believe it's going to be congestion, long
Oh,
congestion.
Yes.
And then maybe you're going to Bandung.
Right.
And maybe when you arrive at Bandung, then you'll find Jakarta's car everywhere.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that, right?
True.
True.
Good
So
point.
maybe this is like a short escape for the people in Jakarta who wants to just spend their time. Just spend their time maybe with the family, maybe with the friends, or just they want to know more about the area that we offer to them.
Right.
Because sometimes when they join with us, they say just every day, I'm going with this way, but I don't know about the
So
story.
you don't know exactly
They
all
don't
the
know
things
exactly
you
what the
passed.
story of it, like that. So that's the thing. Like what we want to show to them, what we want to offer to them, and then beside the walk, we can learn. Oh, not learn, yeah, enjoying the history.
Right.
And then you can try the food. You can
Okay.
enjoying the activity there. So
So you can offer some parts of Jakarta to the tourists,
Yeah.
Local and also international, to actually pick where they want to go. Is that
that's right.
correct?
We almost have about 45 routes to go. Actually.
Wow.
I have to join Paul.
I think you have joined around.
I have
yeah,
to. I have
please let me know.
So tell us a little bit, you started this in 2015 or 2014?
2014.
2014.
Yeah.
The city has changed a lot since then.
Changed a lot.
I would say over the past several years alone, even despite the pandemic, there in the general business district area, all the sidewalks are beautiful now. In fact, the city along the main street of Sudirman all the way to Tamrin, you can basically walk most of the way
Yes.
these days now. How much has that changed you as the Jakarta Good Guide community? How has that helped you expand your community, for one? And how has the pandemic also hindered your Good Guide community? Because obviously there was a big challenge for people to even get together at one point, but now things are different. Can you tell us a little bit over the last several years?
Okay, so yes, Jakarta has changed rapidly, I said, because when we first walking in Jakarta, it's just like we only have national monument area is the
True.
best way to walk.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
And then, we discuss with the government, we discuss with the another communities. We really want to make, we really requesting that can you make at least sidewalk is better than before, because this is what we do. And then if you said your city is a good city, then you have to honoring the walkers, right? Like that. So that's the discussion about. And then yeah, maybe because of the pandemic, and then the city can repaint, or they can put the cosmetic over it.
Yes.
Like, yeah, you know now, Cikini
Make it
area.
more attractive.
More attractive.
Yes.
Cikini area, Sudirman is now really, really nice. Yeah. And then not only like that, not only that, but we have MRT. It's also an object for us, because everything in Jakarta is just an object for us. We can tell the story. We can tell the everything what we have in Jakarta. So that's what happened.
And also, if I can also point out that despite the pandemic, we do know that construction was allowed to continue, even when the numbers of COVID were high. And I think the government used that as an advantage point for them to continue to build on. Because I remember even when we were working from home most of the time, construction of these sidewalks continued as well.
That's right.
And I want to ask you one follow-up question in regards to, one of the places that I love bringing my oldest child to as she got old enough to walk with us is the old part of the city. We know that new parts of the city, the business districts, are always continuing to get better. But there's a part a little bit more central from here, which is basically a lot of the Chinese markets and a lot of the closer to the central part of the city. Some of those parts, closer to the museums, have gotten nicer. But what would you say, do you agree that your walking tours, I don't know if it includes or not, should include some of the older aspects of Jakarta as well, so that we know more about the history of our city? And there are some great food spots, by the way, that really hidden like in one of those alleys as well.
Yeah, so basically we are a tour guide. We're not a historian.
Okay.
So, but we're telling the story. We're calling the history also. We tell the old city, how the cities are happening during the Dutch era and everything like that. So we tell those story, and then, but not only the story, we put the cultures, food, we put the temples. Sometimes if you go into Chinatown, and then we can go to the church, to the mosque. Yeah. So the attraction or the object itself is the city. Okay. The city is our object.
Okay.
And during the pandemic, I mean, you're asking about the pandemic, we just move a bit into virtual tour.
Ah.
So walking tour, but it's virtual. So yeah.
Right.
Which works, except for the food part.
Yes. But the thing is, during that time, no one is open, so that's the problem.
Now, Ms. Candha, about this route that you actually provide for the tourists, right? Which part of Jakarta is their favorite so far?
Yeah.
And because I did say that I'm kind of like a vehicle person, I'm sorry. Because, I was actually, almost hit by a motorcycle on the sidewalks, Paul. I was walking, and then from behind, there was actually a motorcycle trying to, bust in. So that's why I don't like walking. But tell me about the routes that you can actually offer.
Yeah, so the most favorite routes, actually, first Old Town, maybe like Paul's, Paul's favorite, with the family. Old Town, and then also Chinatown.
Oh yes, Chinatown. Yes,
Chinatown.
There you go.
Yeah. People call it Glodok, right? We call it Chinatown.
Correct.
And then today, we have also Cikini for the local. Local loves Cikini.
Really?
Also, because Cikini also have a legendary food over there. So.
Cikini is near.
It's very close to here.
Gondang Dia.
That's right. Yeah.
Right?
So it's really Cikini a bit to the over there, and then also we have Pasar Baru, we have Menteng, we have Jatinegara, we have Blok M area, even Senayan Sports Complex. We have
Blok M area food. Yes.
Blok M area, and then we just provide like 2 hours walking,
right?
And maybe about 2 kilometers.
Okay.
So it's not too far, it's not too short. Yeah. So I think it's a
okay. So about the people who wants to actually enjoy your tour, is there any limited of age maybe?
No, we don't have any limited age. If you bring your baby, then.
Right. On stroller,
on the
right?
stroller. Maybe sometimes they will ask, is it okay for strollers? Yeah, it depends on the route, basically.
Right.
Yeah. And then I will say that if you really want to go finish before the tour finish, then it's okay.
I see.
I just
so
really
do what you're capable of. Because that's why I mentioned I would take my older child to Chinatown area, because it does get a little bit hairy sometimes. I don't think
Yes.
I'll be able to push a stroller
Yes,
all the
that's
way
right.
through some of those alleyways. But tell us a little bit about your tour guides. How many tour guides do you have that are part of your community? How much has it grown, and how can one be a part of this? Because I'm sure if, a lot of my friends do love the city, they do love walking or cycling, and I'm sure this would be something that they would love to share with others and foreigners or locals.
Yeah, so now in Jakarta, we have 15 tour guides.
Okay.
15 tour guides. And then in Jogja, we have two guides. And then in Palembang, 3 guides. And then in Bandung, we have 3 guides also. And then we do the same thing on the other cities. And then basically we are licensed tour guide in Jakarta. So if someone wants to join with the with the Jakarta Good, have to be licensed, yeah. But it's still until today in Jakarta, we're not open yet for the maybe if someone wants to join, then okay, just apply, and then maybe later we can talk about it.
But you're not opening the recruitment.
Yeah, I'm not
now,
really
right?
open. Just if you really like to, then
Right.
just talk to me, then maybe we can consider it.
What is required to be a tour guide, to be a licensed tour guide?
So in Jakarta, the tourism dinas pariwisata, ya.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, they open like a class
Oh, okay.
to make sure that you can be a guide.
You have enough knowledge on the
Yes,
city.
and then you can get the license, and then you have to join with the Himpunan Pramuwisata Indonesia as the organizations like
Oh,
that.
very
So
interesting.
yeah, so it's like maybe it's kind of new. Wow, tour guide. What is tour guide? Tour guide license? I think people really don't know about it.
Yeah, because some people work on their own time these days. They work from home, and I know a lot of friends that used to work these office hours. Nowadays, they have time that's so flexible,
Yeah.
and they love to get fresh air outside. And I'm sure this is something of interest. And you don't, even though you're JGG, Jakarta Good Guide, you mentioned you're doing this in other cities as well. So this is something that has grown over the years.
Yeah,
Yes,
expanded,
yes,
right?
it's been like we really want to make sure that, because our vision is like just to make sure the city is proper or friendly for tourists. It's just, that's
Okay.
our vision like that. So
Okay.
that's why we open another cities.
In other cities, okay, in another city. But obviously now we're talking about your goals, the team's goals in the future. What are they? So if you can elaborate with us, not just here in Jakarta, obviously in Indonesia.
So we really want to open the same thing here in the big cities in Indonesia, basically.
Right.
Yeah, it's not pretty easy basically because we do our tour, our walking tour. We basically it's like a free walking tour. Yeah, and then but we never
Oh, it's
mentioned
free to join.
we never mentioned free walking
Right.
tour because it's going to be free. But this is what we call it as a pay as you wish tour.
That's
Right.
good. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You can donate something.
Yeah,
that's
pay as you
nice.
wish. Yeah, if you like, then go ahead.
So there's no particular price.
No
to it.
particular price.
Okay.
Yeah. So and that's the thing. We say something. It's really different. It means like it's not easy to open another city. Then they have same spirit with us. They
Right.
have same
Same
vision
goals.
with us. So we're really picky. We're really a bit picky about it. So
Okay.
because it's not really easy to open like.
And not every city has the infrastructure for you to put on walking
Yes,
tours as
that's
well.
right, yeah.
Now, speaking of infrastructure, my last question is, you mentioned that how you communicate with the government. How involved is the government in this? Because I'm sure this is beneficial for the government as well, because we do know the government is always looking for ways to increase tourism, especially after the pandemic.
Yeah.
How much of a working relationship do you have with the government? How much support
Yeah.
do you have right now?
So when we start this, we just do our own self, and then some years ahead, and then we invite by the Jakarta's government.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we talking, we discuss and everything, and then until today, the government is really support us. Yeah. So like this month we have a celebration of Jakarta Hajatan. We also have several routes to go. It's supported by the tourism government.
Oh, wow. And this is applicable in other cities as well, for, let's say, Bandung
Yes,
or the local government?
maybe not for our government because we still struggling in the other cities.
Right.
I mean, yeah, maybe because the cities is just like pretty new, pretty new, and then some problems also different with Jakarta. So yeah, maybe we can help them to promote, but still they are part of us.
Because we do know, because I was born in Bandung, my family used to have a home there, and I do know that when Pari Uritwan Kamil was in charge of Bandung, he was constantly trying to improve, just like Jakarta, trying to make more sidewalks, trying to make the parks beautiful, which he has done. and a walking tour to some of the food spots in Bandung would be amazing, by the way. Mas Chandra, thank you so much for joining
Thank you,
us
Paul.
here.
Thank you, Rahman.
Good
Nice to
luck
see you.
to you and your community. So
Thank
guys,
you.
if you want to know more, make sure you check out, where can we find info on it? You have Instagram, website?
Yeah, just join with our Instagram at JKT Good Guide.
JKT, good
JKT,
guy.
good guy.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, guys.
All right, we're going to take a short break here, right, Doc? But we'll be back with more. In case you're just joining us, we're going to recap some of our earlier top stories from around the world when we return. Stay with us.